Good Sunday morning, everybody. It is May the 18th, and I'm Chris Allen here with your 270 weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Okay, there's a lot to talk about here at 6:38 this morning. But before we get into all of that, I want to show you this piece of video because it is going to explain kind of what I've been hinting about the last couple of days, that some changes are coming. Things are going to be shifting around a little bit. So we'll roll the tape here and you can figure it out.
We're seeing new
Okay,
developments on the radar this summer.
Starting with Chris at sunrise and noon.
And Matt and I at 5, 6, and 10.
Plus, we're tracking something big at the end of June.
All
Okay,
coming
that
up
went
this
well.
summer on WNKY News 40.
Oh, that was so nice. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let me see if it'll play this time. Oh, it doesn't want to play at all. Well, okay. Boy, that went swimmingly, didn't it? That went perfectly. It's the first time I've tried to play video here. I'm not sure if it would play again. Let me
We're
just
seeing
try.
new
Okay.
developments on the radar this summer.
Starting with Chris at sunrise and noon.
And Matt and I at 5, 6, and 10.
Plus, we're tracking something big at the end of June.
All coming up this summer on WNKY News 40.
Okay, fine. It doesn't want to play. It doesn't want to play like it's supposed to. So basically, let me tell you what's going on. Starting tomorrow, this 270 weather is going to move to the evenings. Okay. But anyway, so what that means, the reason why that's happening is because I am moving to mornings at WNKY News 40. That's right. Friday night was my last Friday night. Well, it was my last evening weathercast on News 40. That's right. I'm going to mornings. Starting tomorrow, I will be on News 40 Sunrise with Ashley Wilson, starting at 6 a.m. and also at noon, 12 noon, every Monday through Friday. And let me just say, for those of you who are like, what's going on? Okay, as you know, we've had a few changes. People have been moving around. Morgan left. We've had Reese Furlow come in. He's absolutely fantastic. But what you don't know is that for it's been almost in August, it'll be 2 years that I have been back on television and at WNKY News 40. During that entire time, I've been like, when could I maybe move to mornings? I'm a morning person. I did AM Kentucky for 31 years, or almost. And I'm a morning person. The nights, even though it looked like I was awake and I was just like, oh, let me tell you, I had to wait for the right moment. And this is the right moment. So starting tomorrow in the morning, instead of being here at 270 weather around this time of the morning, I'm going to be on your TV on WNKY News 40 from 6 to 7, and then again at noon every day. Now, as you also know, not just Morgan left us, but Darius left us. Darius Mack, who was doing the morning show and the noon show. He is now going to Channel 4 in Nashville. Well, that opened up an opportunity for me to step right in and start doing mornings like I've been wanting to do. I all my life, pretty much in my entire career, I have gotten up early in the morning to either do radio or television, sometimes both. Mornings are my time of the day. And I know nobody else wants that. Nobody else wants. They're like, "Oh, how do you get up in the morning?" Well, my body is used to it. My body was not used to working late at night and coming home like 11:30, midnight. My body clock is still not in sync. And now, starting tomorrow, I get to be on in the mornings on News 40. So I am just fired up and ready to go. It's going to be great working with Ashley, who is just a phenomenal personality and talent. And we're going to be doing a really fun morning show like it should be. In the mornings, it should be fun. If any of you remember my days on being on AM Kentucky, you know how fun it was with whoever my co-host was. And I've been through a dozen or more in my career. You know, it would change out from this person to that person, but nonetheless, it was always fun. It wasn't this, and now the news. It was never like that. It was always, we're having fun. You guys are getting ready for work. You're getting your kids ready for school. And it was just, we're just having fun. Yeah, there was the news. We put the news in there. I do the weather. We read a little sports, but the whole show was fun to watch. That's coming back tomorrow. Okay. So, yeah. So, what's going to happen at night? For a little while longer, it's going to be Matt Stevens and Micah Henson filling in, kind of swapping out, because as you saw, starting next month in June, Scott Burchett, who was the chief weather meteorologist and working nights at WNKY News 40, is coming back. It's a homecoming. So I'm coming back to the mornings. Scott is coming back to the evenings and coming back to News 40. So we got to wait a month before he can, get everything transitioned and move back here. But he is so excited to be back at 40. And I'm excited to be back in the mornings. So starting tomorrow, my schedule is going to completely flip flop. And I'm okay with that. This was my choice. This was my doing. Okay. I had been planning it. I've had to close my lips and zip my lips and not say anything for all this time. And I know you guys are excited for me to be back on the TV doing the weather. And bless your hearts, I heard from so many of you Friday night and yesterday. Thank you. Thank you. That just meant so much to me because you guys trust me with your weather coverage. That really, really meant something to me. And so that plus being able to go back on in the mornings is just, I can't wait. It's going to be so awesome. Ashley and I are going to have such a good time. We've got good things planned. We're going to do some new things. We're going to have fun. We're going to make it worth your while to get up in the morning and watch TV again, because everybody has said, you look at all the trade magazines and all the stuff that's out there, and they're like, it's dead. It's dead. It's over. TV's over. Local TV's over. It's dead. Network TV's been over, but now all TV is over. It's all streaming. It's all, that's baloney. Baloney. Let me tell you, we have seen such growth just this year, this past year and a half or more, at WNKY, and it's been phenomenal. Or else, if we weren't growing and it wasn't progressing, I wouldn't be a part of it. I would just go back into retirement. I would. But it's one more reason why I let radio go, because I knew eventually I just had to be patient. This was going to work out and I would be moving back to mornings. So your 270 weather starting tomorrow is going to be in the evening. But I will be telling you in the evening what to expect the next day. So it's all going to work out. It's going to be great. So I'm hyped. I'm motivated. I am excited about it all. And I can't wait. I may not be able to sleep tonight. It's just that exciting. So I couldn't wait to tell you guys. And that's what the video tries to explain is this is happening. Okay. All right. Enough about that. Enough about that. We've got some weather to talk about. And unfortunately, yeah, we're going to have to deal with more bad weather. So here we go. Yesterday, for the second day in a row, we had a high of 84 and a low of 64. Those two numbers were exactly the same as the day before. 5 degrees warmer than normal, 79, with that high of 84, but no precipitation, no rainfall. But there is some rain that's starting to show up on the radar back to the west, as you can see in the Boot Hill of Missouri, southern Illinois, parts of northwestern Tennessee, starting to see some showers and a couple of thunderstorms. Some of you west of Bowling Green today will see a renegade shower or thunderstorm. Nothing too awful expected. There could be one or two stronger storms back that way, but I don't believe it's going to be anything too much of significance. Not yet. But there is another severe weather risk for us in the 270, in the 364, in the 615, in the 859, and the 502, and the 606, starting tomorrow. In the meantime, here is the view from the high resolution satellite. And you can see scattered clouds this morning, but the heavier, thicker clouds are back to the west and clusters of thunderstorms that are ongoing. Little Rock, Arkansas, back toward Tulsa and Joplin, Missouri. And here we go again. Today, the severe weather threat is going to be back to our west, but then it starts to move east as we get into tomorrow. And I just realized, no, it's correct. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I looked at it for a moment. I'm like, is this the real-time satellite? Yes, here it is, 6:51. It's the real satellite. Okay. It's up to date. I just had to make sure because here lately, I mean, with the bad weather and all, it's just kind of got me a little off track, a little distracted, if you will. So, all right, now let's move on to the Kentucky Mesonet Network, and we'll see temperatures and we'll check all the current conditions here at 6:52 a.m. And you can see that everybody is looking at pretty much uniform upper 50s to low 60s. And that's not bad. It actually felt good yesterday. Boy, the winds were crazy yesterday. Let's see if there's some gusts out there at this hour. So here's the winds coming in from the northwest, mainly, and they're going to become more easterly today. but the breezes and the winds that we had from yesterday have really died down. So we don't have that kind of a wind today. In fact, there's not even a gust out there, which is good. But we had some gusts of 40, 45 miles per hour yesterday. It was a beautiful day, but the wind. And then you're trying to clean up from Friday night, and there's tree limbs everywhere, and there's debris everywhere, and all that. I mean, it was a crazy day. Friday night was a crazy night, and unfortunately, deadly. Yeah, no precipitation past 24 hours. The total that I'm hearing this morning of total fatalities in Kentucky is up to 21. 21. Most of those are in Laurel County, London, Kentucky, one in Somerset, Pulaski County. Um, so I'm just, yeah, I know we're all fatigued. We're all fatigued. We want this to be over. We want this to be done. It has been the most exhausting spring in Kentucky that I can remember in my career. It just has. It's been a lot. It's been extra. Okay. And we're not done. We're not done. Okay. I've got to make sure that you understand that while we're all fatigued and while we're all exhausted and while we're all like over this already, let's just get on with summer and let's just move on away from this. We're not done. Okay. And I need to make sure that you do not let your guard down. Please do not let your guard down. As exhausted as you may be, and as tired of this as you may be, and so am I. You think at my age, I mean, okay, so I'm in my low 60s, and some of you are going, oh, you're just a spring chicken, whatever. But let me tell you, I'm feeling it. I'm starting to really feel it. And when we have nights like Friday night, I am spent. When it's done, when it's over, I am spent. In some cases, I'm spent before it's over. And I'm just like, oh God, please let it be over. And then sometimes it's not over and I've got to keep going. It's just, sometimes it is a struggle. I'll just be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I live for this. I just, whoa, yeah, bring it on. I'm not that way anymore. I'm like, my body feels it. And I'm just like, "Phew, this has been a lot, but here we go again. This is today. No severe weather threat for us here in the 270, but into the far western part of Kentucky, there is a level 1 marginal risk for this afternoon for maybe a couple of low end strong to severe storms. I don't think this is going to be anything like Friday night. Okay. So we're okay there. But now, as we get into Monday and Tuesday, here we go again. Here's Monday, level 1, marginal risk for the entire area. All of the 270 and the 364 and a little bit of the 606. The greater threat, though, and the best energy is going to be spent back west. Unfortunately, here comes St. Louis again, or here comes severe weather for St. Louis, and St. Louis took a direct hit the other day from a tornado, F3, EF3, I think they said. And they're going to be right in the middle of it again tomorrow. And behind St. Louis into much of Missouri, parts of Arkansas, a level 3 enhanced risk. So a few storms may become low end severe for us tomorrow, Monday afternoon and evening. The tornado threat stays far behind us. Okay. But there is a damaging wind threat. It's a low threat, but it's there. And there is a low end hail threat, large hail threat. Now let's get into Tuesday. This is when I think we are going to be in the thick of things once again. Now, granted, it's not a level 4 moderate risk like we had Friday night, but it could go to that. And here's why I say that. Even though we're in the level 2 slight risk for Tuesday, this is a conditional risk. It could go one of two ways. One of the ways this could go is if we have enough daytime heating and we have enough added instability, there will be plenty of moisture and there will be enough wind shear to turn this thing into a level 3 or a level 4, just like we had Friday night. I know. I'm sorry. I wish I didn't have to say that, but we could be looking at a repeat. I hope not. Here's the other way it could go. Okay. 2 ways it could go. That, or if we keep enough cloudiness here during the day on Tuesday, it would bring down all of this to a very low end severe weather threat. So I know, hey, I believe in prayer. Let's all pray that it goes this way, lower end, cloud cover all day, limiting the buildup of these intense thunderstorms and tornadoes and large hail. Let's hope that it goes that direction and not the direction that we just came out of Friday night. Do you realize how fortunate we are here in Bowling Green in Southern Kentucky? Friday night, especially from that, remember I was tracking that one supercell, one cell all by itself. It traveled from just outside of Springfield, Missouri, came all the way across Southern Kentucky, and spawned the tornadoes that happened in Somerset and London, Kentucky. It looked like it was weakening by the time it got over Bowling Green, and I think it weakened enough to not spawn one of those big tornadoes. But by the time it got east of us, it strengthened. And that's what caused those incredible tornadoes. We were spared. We were spared Friday night. But here we go again. And this is another thing that I want you to know. This will be updated tomorrow to a more specific. Is it going to be how much is the risk from a tornado, damaging wind, and large hail? This is all 3 of those put together, as is normal the case when you go 3 days out. So we're in the yellow zone, 15 to 29% chance of getting all of that. But we're also now in a hatched area. See the hatch, the black marks. That's not good. That means it's greater than a 10% probability of significant severe weather. That means greater than an EF2 tornado if it happens. That means larger than 2-inch diameter hail. And it also means damaging winds of 74, 75 miles per hour, category 1 hurricane strength or higher. The other night, there were wind gusts of 70, 80, 90 miles per hour. And that's why you've got so much damage out there. That's why you're having to pick up limbs. And that's why there's still about, I think, 20,000 people in Kentucky are still without power today, right now. Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. And it still may be a while because some poles are going to have to be replaced. New lines are going to have to be run. especially over east of us where those tornadoes hit. It's going to take a while for anybody to get electricity again. Okay, let me break it down into day parts over the next 7 days. So here's our map right now. This morning, high pressure's in control. We're seeing a few clouds that are actually blowing off of thunderstorms that you saw back in Missouri. The upper winds are taking the tops of those thunderstorms and pushing some of the high clouds our direction. So when you look outside this morning, that's what you're seeing. But I think any kind of rain is going to hold off until we get more into late tonight and early tomorrow morning. But as of right now, today should be mainly dry for a majority of our area. There could be a stray shower back here to the west coming out of Missouri, but nothing too intense. It is tomorrow when we're going to start to see, this is this afternoon, by the way, 7 o'clock tonight. Here's our stalled boundary to the west. Now here is tomorrow morning after midnight. We begin to see some of those lighter rain showers and maybe a thunderstorm start to move in to the 270, but the stronger storms are still going to be back here in the parts of Missouri. Here we have our best coverage. This is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning when I'll be on TV doing Sunrise on News 40 from 6 to 7. So this is 7 o'clock. There will be showers and thunderstorms in the area, kind of that boundary, kind of laying right there across that stall boundary. That will be the trigger. We won't have to have a whole lot of daytime heating. It's just the boundary itself will be the trigger. Now, here's a look at tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, showers and thunderstorms. And then the next wave, the next piece of energy as the trough, the axis of the trough and the jet stream start to work together again for what's coming Tuesday. Yes, there may be a strong storm or two around, but I still think Tuesday, if we do not have clouds limiting the instability, then all bets are off. And here we go. This is 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. That boundary that's south of us will lift north as a warm front. That's going to put us in the warm, muggy sector again. You know how it felt on Friday before the storms hit. Like that. Look at the red zones here. And this is not all painted in. Really, we should be painted in, but given the possibility, as I told you, the two scenarios, given the possibility that we have enough cloudiness to negate or bring down or limit the amount of instability, then we may not see the severe weather. But the Nashville office, as you can see, the red zone stops at the border. We know weather doesn't see borders, but this is the way they've painted it out. You know, just across the border, severe weather threat, and then back to the west of us, severe weather threat. So what this means is the Paducah office and the Nashville office believe that there's going to be severe weather Tuesday. In other words, there won't be enough clouds to limit instability, and we're going to get severe weather. The Louisville office, though, is going with the other scenario that we may be able to keep enough clouds in here to limit severe weather here. That's why we're not painted in the red, but you can see the two could very well become connected. And that's the thing I want you to take away from this, is that even though we're not connected right here on this map right now, later today or in the morning, that could change. Now, here we go into Wednesday morning. Finally, the cold front moves in, and it's going to push all of this out of the way. But it's not only going to do that. It's not only going to push the rain out of the way, it is going to usher in some cooler than normal temperatures for the end of this week. Oops, it just updated. There we go. It's going to push in that front, cooler than normal temperatures as we head into Memorial Day weekend. That's right. End of next week is Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to be dry. Look at this. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there may be some showers, but right now the shower chances are not all that high. Even though it looks like there's a lot of coverage here, it may not be that high. There's going to be cooler air. So you're going to be able to get in, I think, your Memorial Day weekend plans outdoors, and I think we're going to be just fine. It's going to feel nice. And here's proof of that as we look at the model blender. Check it out. We go 80 to 81 today, maybe 82 to 83 tomorrow, then mid 80s tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Tuesday. That's when we could see the worst of the weather. Then the cold front, and look, an 11-degree drop is what they have here. I'm going to say at least a 10-degree drop in temperature and a bigger drop in the dew points and the humidity. It's going to feel wonderful by especially Thursday. Look at that. 67. That's your high temperature. And look at the low. 67 Thursday to 48 Friday morning. Wow. What a way to start a holiday weekend. Then we go near 70 for Friday. There's Saturday and Sunday, the rest of your Memorial Day weekend, low to mid 70s. Nice. And then upper 70s for the rest of next week, or for at least the beginning of next week. Not bad. Not bad at all. If we can just keep the severe weather out of here, boy, that would be even better. That would be a really nice thing. Here's a look at the forecast, seen as well on News 40, the News 40 weather app, and WNKY.com. 80 today. A few showers will come in overnight tonight, and then showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. And yes, some of those could be strong to severe with a high of 82. Same thing for Tuesday. But Tuesday's severe weather threat, keep in mind, is conditional. It may not even happen. We'll know better tomorrow if it's going to happen or not. Or at the latest, Monday night or Tuesday morning with a high of 83. Wednesday, there's your 10-degree drop, and the showers come to an end, turning cooler, a high of 73, only 67 for Thursday, 71 for Friday, 75 with a slight chance of showers on Saturday. And there's the beginning, at least, of your Memorial Day weekend. I think it's going to be probably very exceptional. At least it's going to be nice. Okay. I know I'm like Buffy here. Let's all pray we have clouds on Tuesday is what she's referring to. That would really keep us out of the woods. Stacy says the same thing. Praying for a cloudy Tuesday. Me too. We don't need any more. So Christine is asking, is Tuesday going to be set up as bad as Friday? Let's just say it has the potential to be that. It's not a guarantee, but it has the potential to be that, and we need to be ready for it. We just need to be ready in case that happens. Okay. Prepare, get your weather radios, download the News 40 weather app. I noticed there were several hundred people that downloaded that just before Friday's event, and it nailed the forecast. Unfortunately, it nailed the forecast. I wish I could say, boy, we missed that. We missed that. We thought there was going to be this big severe weather outbreak and nothing happened. Boy, I wish I could say that. Never more did I think, wow, I wish I could have been wrong about the forecast. Mm. These are the times when I wish I could be wrong about these things. But let's hope that I'm wrong about Tuesday, because Tuesday, potentially, if everything comes together, it could be as bad. All right, you guys have a great Sunday. Thank you all for watching, as always, our 270 weather. And I'll see you. Hopefully you'll see me tomorrow morning, starting at 6 a.m. on Sunrise at WNKY News 40. And then this update, I'll come to you tomorrow evening, sometime 6, 7, somewhere in there, before I go to bed, because I'm going to have to start going to bed early now again. Thank you all for your support and your love, your comments. I just appreciate you so much. God bless.